本日のゲストはサウスロンドンで今最も注目されているアーティストの一人、プロデューサー、トラックメーカーのエドブラックさんにお越しいただきました。よろしくお願いします。はい、では簡単に自己紹介をお願いします。
My name is edbl. I'm an artist producer, I was going to say from South London then, based in South London, and yeah, I'm here in Tokyo for some shows, and I'm very happy to be at diskunion today.
では早速なんですけれども、1万円をお渡しさせていただきます。
Arigato. Amazing. Thank you so much. In London, not too many. I think mostly for myself, I tend to buy records from like charity shops, because it's more like this kind of vibe where they're like old and used and also less expensive. And then yeah, they're like super affordable, and then also the money then goes to the charity. Yeah, so kind of doing a good thing. Oh my days. I didn't know this was on vinyl. This might have to be in there. I think for me, yeah, Lauryn Hill was one of the artists that I discovered when I went to university in like 2010. Before that, I wasn't really massively into kind of R&B, soul or hip hop. So yeah, it's one of the artists that kind of definitely influenced the music that I make now. Oh my days. Yeah, this is dope as well. This is amazing. I didn't know this was on vinyl either. It's I think I found like a dodgy version of this online to download. It's all the original songs that were sampled on J Dilla, Donuts, which is like an iconic, obviously hip hop album, and it's really cool to be able to hear all the original tracks on it. So I think this one's going to have to be in the mixer. Yeah. I find it a really hard question to answer because I feel like my music is kind of like a mixture of stuff. So there's not like one artist where I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, you know? I think kind of growing up, well, my mum, when she was my age or when she was a teenager and stuff, it was like disco music was massive. I think that's definitely had an influence on me. So, you know, like Earth, Wind and Fire, people like that. And then I think, and Stevie Wonder, obviously. And then, yeah, university was kind of where it kind of flipped and where I discovered artists like Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo. I was just like, what is all this stuff? It's so amazing. And yeah, so those artists. And also, yeah, hip hop as well. I really like old artwork. I think, yeah, like that, for example. That is so cool. I've got no idea what it sounds like, but I just love the artwork. So maybe this one too. I'm, you know, very grateful to, you know, be on there and have a fan base through it. But it's kind of with the algorithm and stuff, you know, it kind of is like, oh, you like this, maybe you'll like that. Whereas like doing something like this is like the complete opposite. Just being like, oh, that looks cool, and then putting it on and exactly, yeah, and just trying to find, like, I'm sure there'll be something on that where I'm like, oh yeah, this is class, you know. Yeah, it's basically like a compilation kind of vibe mixtape of like a bunch of songs that never got released from my project. So yeah, since last time I did a mixtape was 2021, and I've done a lot of releases since then, some EPs, and I did a hip hop tape last year. But the whole time I've been doing a bunch of sessions with loads of artists still. And so last year, after I finished the hip hop tape, I was kind of having a look at what was on the hard drive and flicking through demos, and yeah, I kind of put them all in a folder and kind of thought, oh, this is probably enough music for a whole new release. So I started reaching out to artists and saying, do you want to get back together and maybe finish these songs? And most of them said yeah, which is really nice. So yeah, some of the songs are from like 2021, some are from 2023. And then yeah, throughout last year, we just kind of got back in, finished them up, and yeah, now I've got this whole of the tape, and that's partly why it's so long as well. It is 18 tracks, which is quite sizable. You know what, it sounds bad, but like, I think because I work on music so much, like in the daytime and stuff like that, usually when I get to the end of the day, my ears are a bit like tired for music, so I quite enjoy getting in the kitchen and like cooking and just kind of maybe a lot of the time I just won't listen to anything, but if I'm going to put anything on, it'll just be like some kind of instrumental jazz or just something like really relaxing that I don't really have to think, which is kind of a shame that I definitely don't listen to as much music as I used to, you know, when I was younger, but yeah, it is what it is, you know. This is a really good one. This is a great album, and his cover of, what's it called now, Bob? How Deep Is Your Love? Yeah, it's like one of my favourite covers of all time. Really love that. Yeah, it's something about like hip hop and just that tempo and the beats just really kind of resonates with me for whatever reason. So a lot of the time that will be the kind of foundation of the track, that kind of groove and tempo and feel. And then once I've made like a hip hoppy beat, or I have a hip hoppy beat, then my background is guitar. Yeah, I guess like chords wise, very influenced by like early Amy Winehouse, which is a bit more in the jazz space, I suppose. So yeah, I guess then naturally I'll just play these kind of chords that, you know, I'm into or that I hear in my head, and then straight away I guess it's like a jazzy hip hop thing. You know, I'm not like, okay, let's try and mix this with that, and I just kind of do what feels right, and yeah, sometimes it sounds good. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does, for sure. So, as I said, yeah, so Stevie Wonder is a big artist for my mum, and so like kind of grew up having his CDs and stuff in the house. And yeah, it's just like some of the best music ever made, I think. And I love We Can Work It Out, the Beatles, obviously. Big fan of the Beatles, so yeah, I love that he did his own version of that. Let's get this one in the mixer. Yeah. Thank you. This is one of my close friends back in London. He's a fellow artist-producer called James Barclay. This is his band, who sadly aren't together anymore. They did a kind of final tour last year or the year before. But yeah, amazing band. I really can't take much credit for it, but I really love this look. But yeah, I guess maybe. And yes, essentially I linked up with a stylist in London called Catherine Pickup, who's amazing. And so yeah, I'm wearing a lot of it today. These are Pull and Bear. The trainers are Say, which is like a vegan shoe brand, because I'm vegan and it's really hard to find vegan trainers. So I quite like them. And I think, yeah, what I love about this jacket, and I said this to Catherine at the time, is like, and this is why I love working with stylists, is like, they pick something out for you that you would never pick for yourself. Like I wouldn't really, if I saw this on a shelf, I wouldn't go for it. But she's like, no, I think it could look good. Try it on, and then yeah, I just love it. And same with the cap. Like I'm not really, I don't really wear caps that much because I've actually got a massive head, so most caps don't fit me. This one's on the lower setting, and it just about fits. And again, yeah, it's not something that I necessarily would have kind of picked out myself, but then, you know, you work with these people and they go, oh, go on, try it on, and you put on combo and you go, oh yeah, that actually looks quite nice. So yeah. Yeah, Kazuki was one of the first Japanese artists that I collaborated with, and he actually basically just he did a YouTube cover of one of my songs, a song called Nostalgia, where he was playing it on guitar. And straight away, when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, I really love how he's playing this song. He wasn't kind of doing anything too complicated, even though he's extremely like gifted and he can do all the technical stuff. He was just kind of playing it really simply, nice style, nice inversions. And so then that's how we started chatting. I said, man, we should make some music, and he said, yeah. And I sent him this folder that I had of like unused beats, and he went through the whole thing, listened to like every single beat, and within like a couple of days sent back like maybe 8 or 10 versions of those beats with his guitar on it. And it was really exciting for me because those beats I kind of, you know, they were just sat there. I didn't really, I guess because I was sat on them for so long, you kind of lose a bit of inspiration, I guess, for songs and what to do with them. And then, yeah, just had this amazing guitarist just laying all these tasty little licks and chords on top of really old beats. And I was like, oh, and then it got me excited about those beats again. And so yeah, that's kind of how it started, and then I would just kind of finish them up, and yeah, the whole record with Kazuki came together really quickly, super easy, and then yeah, through Kazuki, I've managed to work with a lot of other Japanese artists, including Iri. So yeah, he's helped me out a lot. Yeah, really nice guy. Yeah, my problem when I go to vinyl shops is basically what's happening now, and this is why my wife hates it when we go. When I start looking at records, I have this like insane feeling inside that I have to look at every single one to make sure I haven't missed anything, which can take some time. Yeah, don't know this album super well. I feel like it's when they went a bit more synthy, but I love Earth, Wind and Fire. They're a huge influence on me again. So yeah, I'll go with this for the last one. This is Earth, Wind and Fire, who are definitely one of the first kind of Motown soul groups that I got into, and is very much thanks to my mum, because she grew up listening to these guys, and so yeah, their CDs were just kind of in the house, and I've always just been like drawn towards kind of funky guitar parts, little pluck things, just groovy stuff. I think that's what Earth, Wind and Fire do so well. They're funky and groovy, but also just great songwriters. So they have a real nice mix of that, which is something that I'd say I strive to do as well. Is like I love groove and funk and stuff like that, but ultimately, you know, I just want to put out great songs as well. So I think these guys have got a good mix of that. And yeah, this is my friend's band, who actually supported me on tour a couple of years ago. So it's amazing to find them here. Sadly, they're not together anymore, but yeah, I really love what they do. And I've worked with the frontman, James Barkley, on a bunch of music. We've got an EP together, and yeah, we're very close friends. You know, he's a fellow kind of artist, producer, kind of going down the same path. So yeah, we often have quite a lot of good chats, and yeah, that's Yaku. Yeah, Stevie is definitely another one from my mum. Yeah, always kind of had his CDs in the house growing up. Again, just yeah, soulful, groovy, but just incredible songs. And a great Beatles cover too. This, I've got no idea what it's going to sound like, but it's the coolest artwork I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm really excited to listen to this. And yeah, I think like I was saying earlier, you kind of, yeah, with physicals, you know, you have this thing that you can't really get with anything else, where you can just, you know, buy a whole record and just, yeah, have no idea what it's going to sound like or what's on it, and I think that's quite exciting, you know. And then this is the last one, right? Yeah, this is probably my favourite find of the day. Yeah, I used to have a version of this on my computer. It is, I believe, all the songs that were sampled on J Dilla Donuts, which is an incredible and obviously, you know, influential hip-hop album, and there's just a bunch of like super dope soul tracks on here that he's obviously done a lot of digging for, and yeah, really looking forward to listening to this one too. Loved it. Yeah, really nice place. Thank you so much for having me. Amazing selection. I think it took me so long because you've just got so many great records. So it took me a while, but no, I've had a really lovely morning, and yeah, arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah, very cool bag, thank you. Thank you guys, arigato. Bye.